King hit the peoples with a live. Let them know we live.
About to hit him with it.
We back at it. Nah, man, it's been a minute too. Dang, who done jumped in already? We're back for season 2. Need everybody that been complaining that we ain't been on to be in here first and foremost.
What is going on with it?
Couldn't find my cutter, so I had to cut it with a knife.
Oh.
But we back though. Good vibes, good vibes. We back in this thing. Who we got? I've been waiting since. Listen, man. Look, bro. You know we was gonna be on at 9:35, bro. We dyslexic, man. It's 5:53. It's 9:53.
That's funny.
What up, though? We back, baby. Give it a minute. You know, trying to see where we all at. $9:30-ish, you know, waiting, you know. I was ready at 9:30. I was ready at 9:37.
9:37.
You know, technical difficulties and whatnot. Mic check. Can y'all hear me? Am I in here? All right, we good. Happy New Year-ish
to y'all. Whole month in of 2023.
Come on, man. Well, let's go ahead and get it started, man. Welcome back. Season 2 of the Gun Life.
D-Mark got that heat.
What you saying now? I'm the man now. I be flying in the bird when I land down. Bands on bands now, I got hella fans now. Chopper hit 'em, we call that a man down. I keep them racks on me, but I don't rap for free. They say that I'm Hollywood, it don't bother me. Bitch, please don't follow me, I don't do no following. Only taking phone calls when that money calling me. Choppers as tall as me, ballin' I gotta be. Niggas acting like bitches always got the tick. White on me, yo gotta expire me. I was just a youngin' tryna get it, yeah we gotta eat. First it be fiery, make these niggas get tired of me. You a worker, I'm a boss, nigga, you can't fire me. Keep green like celery, dodging all of these felonies. Killing them with my melodies, going hard like on every beat. Shot it, thought it forever be. Fans, they keep on telling me that I'm the hardest in the street. Wait till I hit the industry. At first they wasn't feeling me, now these bitches, they feeling me. I'm on top where the ceiling be. They done made my night hearing me, but what you saying now? I'm the man now. I be flying in the bird when I land down. Bands on bands now, I got hella fans now. Chopper hit 'em, we call that a man down. I keep them racks on me, but I don't rap for free. They say that I'm Hollywood, it don't bother me. Bitch, please don't follow me, I don't do no following. Only taking phone calls when that money calling me.
Welcome back. Oh, we back at it.
What's going on?
Season 2, boy, it's been so long. Oh man, look, everything got to catch up, man. The equipment got to catch up. Got to knock the cobwebs off. Stuff stuttering and skipping. But we back though. Oh my God, really? log off now.
Oh.
Anyway.
Brian. Yeah.
But listen,
Yeah.
yo, we are back. Season 2 of the Gun Line. Did you miss me? But we about to have a good time, man. Listen, you know, people be asking us like, man, when y'all coming back, man? When y'all coming back? You know, between Tgl Atf and everybody. I'm like, I mean, what's going on, Speedy? You know, what's going on? Happy New Year to y'all. I know it's been a while since we've seen a few of you, you know, and if you've been checking in, you know, and we ain't been up there, you know, well, here we are. We back in the flesh. Got the whole Virginia tactical team. It's been a busy 2023 already. You know, time is flying. You know, long day, man. Long days and even shorter weeks. But listen, if you don't know who we are by now, right? Allow me to introduce. Is that an old fashioned?
Oh my God.
Let me find out. She making old fashions now? Big ass Ice Cube.
I gotta get you one of those, bro. Yeah, Amazon.
At least, yo. I definitely need one of them.
Yeah, that shit big as a bitch.
We talk about on the rock.
With no ass.
Yeah, I don't need no ass with that. Listen, you know who I am. Sean, but they call me Banks. But I'm here with the whole team. We back. All right. To the left of me. Lady BTSA.
Hello, everybody. You said, did you miss me?
Did you miss me? Then we got Mr. King, Dingling King, Gardner. Man, we're going crazy with the reels lately.
What's going on, man? We live. Look, I'm filming a video. In a video, we are live.
Hey, tell them they need to tune in right now. Right now.
Tune in, man.
YouTube /Virginia Tactical Shooting Academy.
You heard it.
Just like that. Straight like that.
You heard it.
Follow, subscribe. Tune in.
Tune in.
Like the video.
Link in bio. Tune in.
Right. If you like the content, like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know.
We may see the comment, we may not. The comment anyway.
Well, that's tough. You might see the comment. We might read it, we might not. But just put it anyway.
Comment anyway. It works. We need that. Thank you.
That's hilarious.
Man, we have the 63 subscribers on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh,
hey,
that's
so funny.
Now, who wanted to check in there?
They gonna hit Bailey and everybody gonna subscribe. We got 1 million by the morning. She said they don't even care about the subscribers. So just do it.
What?
That's funny.
Yeah, I've been seeing, man. You know, they've been trying to get rid of the gun tubers on YouTube, man. They cracking down on some things. Tell you, man, you know, they out for us. They out to get us.
No, we about to see goddamn these high-end YouTubers. The only platform they got is OnlyFans and Pornhub. Jesus Christ.
Hey, man. OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com /Virginia Tactical Shooting Academy.
Gun porn.
Gun porn. Yeah. Last but not least, man, we got Kenneth J. Coleman.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not even remotely close to my middle name.
Gerard.
But I like it.
Kenneth Gerard Coleman.
That's the worst, Gerard.
That kind of
Gerard.
No offense to anybody named Gerard.
Bernard. That's funny.
Listen, where the hell is Tuck? Right, he's been the main one.
Right.
But so got a lot to catch up on, man. When the last Gun Line episode we did, man? It's been a while. It's been a while. We've been on a little hiatus, you know, getting done what we need to do.
Just a little bit.
Much has really happened, man, since the last time we've seen you all. Between SHOT Show and shows and getting things straight at the new shop and, you know, grinding, you know. A lot's going on, man. But we're glad to be here. for season 2 of the gun line, man. California going crazy right now. The gun lobby, they trying to do what they got to do, but we got the left going crazy and changing things. We got the ATF changing rules and stuff going on. The world's going crazy, man. The world is going crazy. But guess what though? We still here and we here to fight another day. Fight for our rights, fight for our loved ones, man. And so that's why we do what we do. So jumping right back into it, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, today's Gunline episode is. Hold on, wait. Where is it?
Find it.
Sponsored by Sylvan Arms, boy. We got a sponsor, boy. We back at it, baby.
Hey.
Come on now. Who doubted us? Who you with?
We back.
Who you with?
Coming back with a bang.
Come on now. This episode of the Gun Line is sponsored by Sylvan Arms, man. So if you don't know who Sylvan Arms is, they make the adjustable and adaptable folding
collapsible stock
adapters. Yeah, I couldn't get it out. Folding stock adapters.
Suppressors.
They doing suppressors now. All right, we got a few of those on the way to the shop.
Quick detail accessories.
They got some crazy rail combo accessories that we're gonna be doing a review on here shortly.
Compensators.
I mean, Glock compensators.
The fix is about any 39mm.
Not just for Glocks, right? But yeah, man, they got a bunch of different stuff, man. Toolkits and bags and all of that stuff. So thank you to those guys, man. Now stocking Virginia Tactical. All right.
Give them boys a round of applause, man. Thank you.
Those guys were great to us at SHOT Show, man, and definitely appreciate you working with an individual, working with some brothers and sisters. We needed that. Thank you, guys. And yeah, we're gonna torture test the hell out of these products here soon. So you say try them out. Oh, we gonna try them for sure. Don't you worry.
He said, hey, Rito, he gonna test drive the fuck out of this motherfucker.
We gonna test drive. I'm telling you, it's gonna get test drove for sure. But definitely, check that stuff out. Check it out, sylvanarms.com, or hell, check out Virginia Tactical Shooting Academy, right?
VATactical.com
of the NFL. All right, not really, but of Sylvan Arms.
Oh Lord, I almost said, hey, look, hey, he would have said that the whole stream would have.
Right, I did not get the express written and verbal consent of the NFL. But yes, appreciate them guys, man, and that meant a lot to us, man. So shout out to them, man. For that, if you want to check out some of these rail combos, they're pretty cool, man. So all you folks with the M-Lock hand guards, they got some quick detach M-Lock Picatinny stuff. So pretty good stuff, man.
Pretty neat.
And then the compensator, I can't wait to take that to the range. Right, the compensators, we probably gonna throw that joint. I ain't putting it on no Glock. I ain't putting it. I refuse. All right, but I'm gonna put it on the Canic, the Mate Pro with the threaded barrel. Put that.
It fits any threaded barrel.
Huh?
It fits any threaded barrel.
Any 9mm threaded barrel. Just
I'm sorry. Don't. You talking about a Canic? Don't you have a threaded barrel on your P60 365 XL?
Bro, how we getting bots up in here from Twitch?
Right.
Relax.
What? Wait a minute.
What are you doing, bro? But anyway, they sending us suppressors, man. So I can't wait to test drive the hell out of those as well. So yeah, check them out. Hashtag VTSA. All right. But anyway, all right. So we will be adding to that here shortly. But right now, thank you to those guys. So yeah, man, Happy New Year, to everyone, right? Even though my month's already passed, but Happy New Year. Hope everybody's doing well out there.
It's still January, so it counts.
Yeah. we didn't have a packed few weeks. You know, starting with SHOT Show. Always a pleasure going out to SHOT Show.
Always.
We had a great time. It was another exhausting but wonderful week. Right? It still took. I think I'm just finally getting caught up.
Saw a few celebrities. Chuck Liddell, big as hell.
Yeah, shout out Chuck Liddell. You know, obviously Twisted as always around. You know, with the gun camp and whatnot. ED Tactical.
And
Black
maybe
Black
not a
Gold,
celebrity, but we met
Chopper, Nina Della Flores, Eddie Wick, and Zoe Chopper, and everybody. Like everybody that was out there, and you know, good meeting up with some folks. We had a great time. Shout out to the USCCA. All right, they've always treated us well out there. Great parties, and you know, great getting to talk to all of those folks. U.S. Law Shield as well. And then who else, man? Didn't make it to the staccato party. All right, we were already pretty zooted, you know. Oh my God. You said need y'all to leave a crack in the door, leave the door to crack.
By the way, they were checking bags this year.
Bro, yeah, they was on them badges.
They were OD this year.
Glock King just checked in. Boy, oh boy.
You know,
I'm sure somebody tried to get in there.
Chuck, what's good, bro? About time. I mean, we've been live for almost 10 minutes.
Well, you know, 17.
17 minutes. Well, either way, we was late. But yeah, man, I had a great time. I mean, we was on a mission though to talk to these folks, having you know, trying to build some type of partnership, you know. And so we was on a mission, man. It was a lot of grinding, you know, politicking and networking and stuff like that, you know. And so that's what it was. It was good though, you know. I know we were all exhausted, you know, but what a wonderful week. Vegas is always fun, you know. Vegas is always fun, man. What about y'all? Y'all had a good time?
We did. I had a very good time.
Man,
but we had a good time.
I'm about to say, it's always good to see old people, new people, man. Just the networking, you know, it's a great time, man. It's a great time.
A lot more gun tubers out this time, man.
Yeah.
You know,
well, yeah,
a lot more gun tubers.
Of course, you get to see the Raiders Stadium. Why not? You know, they had it open just for us too. Crazy.
Yeah, but it was empty than a motherfucker.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, they opened the joint and we seen right through that joint. Said not a janitor in here or nothing.
I mean, they talking about Tom Brady coming over there. That's a whole nother topic.
But yeah, man, it's always fun going to Vegas, man. Even though it was a little chilly this time around, but walking through, raining. You know, we had to get suited. You know,
windy.
Oh man,
yeah, that wind was crazy.
That wind was.
But you know, shout out to all the parties though, man. Golly. You know, and sorry to the folks that invited us to something that we just couldn't attend. You know, them knees started to get swollen. It's time. Look, man, I'm telling you, that bath was on the man. That jacuzzi, that hot tub was on the money, man. You that.
Boy. Yeah. Shout out to your aunt, man. We need that again.
Right, we had a great time. But yeah, if there's anything that y'all want to know about SHOT Show, you know, let us know. We actually, I mean, we took a lot of pictures and videos and stuff like that, but we ain't been spamming like everybody else and shit. You know, we gonna slow track this stuff out, man. We took our time when meeting these new folks, man. You know, wanted them to get to know us, man, and what we about, what we stand for. You know, so we got some great stuff coming though.
It's not always about the big manufacturers when you go to SHOT Show.
Yeah,
they don't really have time to really talk about anything. It's all about the little guys like us. So.
Yeah, the big guys, they don't care nothing about us, man. Glock, You know, and so it was definitely. And plus, it wasn't nothing to see.
I don't know. Old boy did talk to me and King for about a solid, 30 minutes, let us kind of rock with the Glock 47. So Glock was all right. They did better than last year.
We ain't getting no free Glock, so.
Right. Then when is the? Did they send us anything?
You know, they just had a grand reveal of a gun they already had out. You know, so.
It's another number.
Yeah. Same gun, different number.
Same gun, different number.
Yeah. So, but I know Tuck gonna like that though. You know, at 47, you know, just take the 4 off and put a 1 right there, and that's what you got for 17.
No, for real though.
But either way, you know, some great products coming out. We got a chance to meet some new and upcoming manufacturers. You know, some people from out of Colombia and Turkey and, you know, stuff like that, man. First of all, U.S. got to watch out, man. Turkey breaking some heat, though.
Yeah, they are.
Turkey breaking some
now
heat.
You say that, I think about it. They are, though.
I mean, it's getting kind of crazy, man. You know, like, these guns coming out of Turkey are next level, man. You know, I mean, just how they operate and, you know, how smooth they are. I mean,
and it's very expensive.
And very cost effective, for sure. You know, so, you know, watch out. But we got some great stuff on the way. So we met some hoster companies, and, you know, I mean, golly, I don't even have a list of all the stuff. So, but the shop, just know it's about to be full. So thank you to them guys out there. And we'll be dropping vids for everything that when they tell us to release it.
Oh,
like that.
who forgot the other people? Decibels.
Oh yeah. Well, they ain't technically sponsored.
Don't matter. It's still something that we got in the shop.
Decibels for your ear.
Custom mode for your ear.
Yeah. So once we get that check, though, believe it.
That's all they
once we get that check, but y'all gonna know about them here soon. Just know decibels, custom molded earplugs. Just wait though.
And multicolor.
But yeah, man, you know, so between that and so that was a busy week, and then coming back and then doing, I mean, we've been going crazy with USCCA's courses and mini classes. I mean, the shop has been packed.
Yes.
I don't know if some of y'all seen the pictures out there on Instagram, but I mean, each time, I mean, this last time we done ran out of chairs big time. You know, people had to sit in my barber chair and stuff like that. And, you know, like we've been averaging like 30, 40 people, you know, in those classes. So.
And did I say it's free?
It is.
It's free education.
Yeah, it's free education, you know, for you. So next time you get the email, man, look, go ahead and sign up. We got a few more coming up here in February, you know, just a great class, man. Taught by yours truly. You know, some put you on game on with a few things, and like I said, it's free. You know, so take advantage of it. You know, a lot of people have been taking advantage of it and coming in and talking and, you know, and listening to me for a little while, but us ultimately just having a conversation, you know, about a few things. And I tell you, it's a lot going on. And then two, all right. Lastly, I do want to talk about the USCCA, right? Because love those guys out there. All right. They support us, you know, and so we support them, right? You sign up for to become a USCCA member, right? You get $100 off in store at Virginia Tactical Shooting Academy. When you become a member, you know, get your training and things like that, and you know your insurance and stuff like that. You know, you get $100 store credit here at Virginia Tactical Shooting Academy. So. Definitely want to let that be known as well. So if you ever want to sign up, you know, USCCA.com. Yeah, you do have to come to the store for it. But yeah, uscca.com/VTSA. All right. But yeah. Other than that, I think that gets that out of the way.
I'm not sure. Video.
What video?
Covered, yeah.
With the Grinch.
Oh yeah. So I don't know if y'all been following our TikTok or whatever. But obviously in tradition, right? It's a tradition for us every year after SHOT Show. Last day is to go to the range. To the #SIG range in Las Vegas.
Damn, is this a SIG? Yeah, it is a SIG. My fault, Tuck. I just pulled the SIG out.
It is tradition to go there, and this time around, I swear, bro, like we always see the craziest stuff. I'm like, man, we got to start recording a little bit more. So we were out there last time, and listen, bro, we're like, somebody tell a story, man.
Basically, we were at the range, and on one side of us, we had a
Mr. Perfect 25.
It was literally on both sides of us.
Yeah, literally. Like we're on lane 24, so this is lane 23 and lane 22. It's an outdoor range, very nice range. Very inexpensive. It's called Clark County Shooting Range.
Sponsored by SIG.
Sponsored by SIG in Vegas. On one side of us, we had a clown of an instructor. He literally kept saying that he shoots 25 for 25 with a pistol and proceeds to always look at shot every time he clocks about himself, right? He had beginners shooting one-handed.
So, to be fair, right? None of these people had ever shot guns before, okay?
Right.
Never shot guns before. You had people at the end who were like terrified to shoot guns.
Lord
right?
Jesus.
And then, so first of all, full disclaimer: this dude literally pimped the shit out of all of these. He came up off that money.
He did.
That's all that was. So
he did.
So the first group comes up. They two to a lane. And he was like, yeah, go ahead and shoot 5 shots on this big ass target, which is fine. I see a lot of instructors doing that. Fine. Shoot 5 shots, right? So he teaching them to shoot with the gun in their hand on the wrist. And I'm looking, I'm like, hold on. Like, bro, I know this dude ain't teaching them to shoot that way, right? So, as you can guess, right, people shooting and the gun just going up like this, right? Boom, boom. I'm like, okay. All right, put the gun down. Move on to the next people. All right, hold your wrist and point the gun up. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so I'm not tripping. He is teaching people to shoot like this. Comes back around. He tells the guy, all right, so go ahead and face that way, right? Mind you, this is to the left, to the right of the range.
He was standing on one leg like this. Facing this way, but his head was like this.
Hey, bro, stop.
Literally,
he stop, bro.
Everybody shooting one hand. He told them to hold the gun, turn their body to the target, and put their hand on their chest.
But mind you, these people have never shot a gun before. And so
I can't.
This guy, because there's always got to be one guy in the class, right? That super fucking teaches pet and shit. And this lady was super afraid to shoot her revolver and shit. And he telling her to point and shoot like this. And the lady was like, I think I should have both hands on the gun. And this guy, he's like holding her hand down. And I was like, what the fuck kind of instructor is this? And Keem was like, bro, he's not an instructor. He's in the class. I said, well, what the fuck is going on? Excuse my language. Like, what is going on over there? And she was like, I can't do it. And the fake instructor was like, she said she can't do it. And I was like, bro, I'm like, what's happening over there?
Disclaimer, everybody that's watching. It's funny right now, but when we were looking at it, we were very concerned. Like the shit was infuriating of what was really going on.
Seriously. And so, you know, the dude instructor, black guy, was like, yeah, man, because you know, if I ain't shooting 25 out of 25, I mean, you just gassing yourself and stuff like that, right? And I mean, okay, to a certain extent, but it was like everything he said, he just looked at me like
he paying that shot every time.
Like, I'm like, what? Why are you looking at me, bro? I'm like, I'm not in competition with you right now. I'm like,
we don't live here.
Like,
Rich is visiting.
Yeah, I mean, because you know the way I teach my students. I'm like, and I'm like,
all I instantly saw when you looked into the camera was Ace Ventura when he was looking in the pool.
Bruh, like literally, that's how he kept doing.
He said,
every time he said something, he was like,
I'm like, I didn't say a word. All I'm doing, I'm
Just
standing there, I'm
observing.
just looking. I'm literally just looking. And you know, I'm like, bro, like, relax, man. I'm like, I'm gonna let you teach your class. Like, I'm not gonna be an asshole with you. I thought about it. I was about to go pass out some business cards.
He said, I'm gonna let y'all shoot at that, but this little circle right here, that's all I'm gonna be hitting.
First of all,
wait, what a circle! It was the Target logo.
Yeah,
where
it was the Target logo.
It was probably like this big. And the class is like, oh, you gonna shoot that little thing like that?
And so we hung around to see. You know, it's like that dude that's about to lift some heavy shit at the gym, but never get around to doing it. It was like we just hung out and was waiting because he was like, man, because when I shoot, y'all gonna see, and you know this, then the third. You know, and so I'm like, okay, we gonna look, you know, and we just wait. We hover. Mind you, we had been stopped shooting. We've been holding on to 17 rounds for like 45 minutes, you know. And that's all we had left to shoot, 17 rounds. And we just holding on. We shoot a couple pounds, you know, and just wait. And I'm like, he never shot. And I'm like, and I was like, okay.
Mind you, his students only shot not even half of a 50-round box.
And was done.
It was done. That was in the class.
I said, man, you pimp these people out for $175, $200 minimum. I'm sure. You know, and these people shot 25 rounds and shooting offhand and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm okay with shooting offhand and teaching, but you got to teach people how to shoot first. And these people know what they're doing and
afraid
pulling that
when he was talking to the class.
And you know, giving your attention to people you claim, oh, you a good shooter, you don't need me. But the people who need help, you just leaving them there.
Man. You could tell these people were first, like they had never shot before in their life. And we're just listening to the conversation, man. You ever shot on your back before? It's like simulating you in the bed.
Wait, what?
What?
Like, did he actually lay on his back and shoot?
Yet. And you tell them like they need to learn how to shoot.
Don't know how to rack the slide. Don't know just the basic manipulation of a firearm. Nothing.
And so it was just one couple, right? It was just one couple that just kept looking at us. They was looking at us, look at him, and they just started whispering. I don't think this dude knows what you're talking about.
That's funny.
Damn.
Oh man.
I was like, yeah, y'all wasted between both of y'all $400 for no damn reason. No, Buddy was super trash, yo.
No, trash.
You had
the
to
whole
see it,
garbage truck,
bro.
like,
You would have had a field day, bro. It was the funniest series of events. And then on the right side of us,
oh god,
go to the video.
We had
Nacho Libre.
Bruh. What's the dude from Malibu's Most Wanted?
Oh.
Malibute.
what is his name? I don't know. B.
Not
Rad
Bill
G.
Gluckman.
we had a dude. Hey, listen to what I tell you, bro. This dude, like, it's funny now, right? But low key at the time,
B. Rad G.
it was totally unsafe, and
Yeah.
it was to the point where he eventually got kicked off the range. But this dude, he was on FaceTime the whole time, man.
Wait, no. First, it started off him just shooting at the bird. Like,
oh yeah.
no
So
target,
first of all, yeah.
no,
So he, in between the time, right? So the way it works at that range, at that outdoor range, you get 20 minutes to shoot. There's a 15-minute break for people to change targets and put up targets and stuff like that. So he just pulls up in between, the when the range is hot, and just start dumping rounds at, and I'm like, I'm looking. Because at the time, I'm concentrating. we're trying to get a tight group, this and the third. Boom, 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 boom. I'm looking. I'm like, man, he put his target back pretty far, right? Billy's like, ain't no target back there. What are you talking about? He just shoot at the bird. I said, damn sure ain't no target back there.
I mean, he like a whole box.
Oh my God.
Just a waste of 50 rounds. Like, he was just dumping all of them.
And so I said, what is Buddy doing? And so he finally put his target up. All right. Like, I'm not gonna talk about him because yes, he had a Glock 27, right? He had a Glock 27, which was just trash in itself. However, he starts sitting down. He just sits down.
First of all,
pulls out a fucking 50-round drum, right?
God, don't tell me he put it on. He put it
for the
on
27, yeah. He was just sitting there. Listen, you only get 15 minutes between the down period and 20 minutes to shoot again after that. Why did it take him all of the 15 minutes and then
to load the drum?
Almost 20 minutes to load the whole drum. He just sitting there.
You supposed to come with that bit loaded, boy.
I'm looking like, yo, is he ever going to finish this joint?
He was sitting there, and when he got tired, he would let one go and then load it back up.
Hey, bro. And listen, this dude, next thing you know, he on FaceTime talking to the people. Got the gun. He got the gun on the count on the table.
He had his AirPods in, and the RSO had already said something to him about that. He said, "Hey, we need to get some ear protection on the range when it's hot." He said, "You can't use AirPods." He said, "Well, I had some, and they were on the table, whatever." But he was using his ear. First of all, he used the AirPods as ear protection because he was on the phone.
So he on FaceTime, all right. Got the gun up in the air over top of the table. You know what I'm saying? Talking to somebody on the phone. I'm like, hey, bro. I was like, yo, if this dude don't start swinging this damn gun around, bro. All right. So it was like, all right, you can commence shooting. Right. First round, straight right in front of in the dirt. Boom. Right. Not even looking. So he got the phone up.
He's dropping everything.
On FaceTime, shooting, right? So he just boom, 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 shooting the steel that you ain't supposed to shoot, the stand, and then shooting the dirt.
Oh, I was bugging. I was supposed to say, wait, they got steel out there now?
No, so the hangers, the poles that you hang the targets on.
I thought that was wood.
Like, ping, ping, ping. I was like, what? And so they came over and said something to him, and I was like, I was like, you gotta relax. And then
so when it was
finally took a video.
Hold on. So how many times they said something before they kicked him out?
So
the third time,
I thought ear protection would have immediately got him kicked off.
But Steve had caught the other, so they have that middle section. So when you go into the range, there's a middle section where you check in, they disperse you out to a lane. Well, the guys who were in the middle section overseeing everybody, they can see just about everything because they're a little bit on a platform. They had said something to the RSO, but the RSO had started walking past him first, and then when he started to do the rapid fire,
he turned around. That's
bruh. Hell yeah.
I
thought
I saw it was funny at the beginning of the video when I first saw it. It was just like I was like, wait, what?
No, he was just letting him off by accident. Like
he was just shooting, bro.
No, I mean, bro, when I tell you this dude was,
I thought he was gonna send him around in the baffles. I really did.
Not the new round of firearms.
That's
Hold on, how do
tough.
Can you put it on this one?
Well, I'll tell you what. Nobody else, but you. If I gotta come over here and say something to you, it's one time when our range is up, you getting off the range. Like, hey, buddy, what are you shooting at?
Bro, when I tell you, Ken, that shit look crazy, bro. I was like,
I
told Bailey and Sean I was ready to say something to him because he was just, the shit was just so.
It was just unsafe.
Yo, he was ODing. Like, it was, I don't know. I was like, there's no way I cannot just sit here and not record this guy. Because
so who wins dummy of the day? The instructor or that guy?
Bro, it was. I mean,
they would take a tat for real. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not gonna even lie.
Sean, you spoke to him, right? That's when he told you it was the Glock.
I tried to speak to him. I tried, I was just trying to, get inside his mental, see what the hell was going on, and
it was bad.
It was you weren't trying to hear nothing, right? And the range, the RSO came on. He was like, "Listen, if you're gonna rapid fire, at least gotta have control of your weapon, right?" He was holding the drum. Right. He was literally had his hands on the drum and just pulling the trigger. What's
sad is that his it's not even that rapid fire was like prohibited. He just said you gotta have control of your gun.
Wait, but y'all ever seen that meme when it's like, "I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and clock out"? Literally, that's how the RSO pulled up on him.
Yeah, it was.
No, for real.
Not to do round of firearm. Not to do round of firearm instruction.
This really don't even do justice.
It don't. This is just clips.
He was shooting in the ground, bro. He was literally just shooting in the ground, dog. What was that? Like, just look at him. He was just shooting in the ground.
Fuck it. He loading. Load one and let me shoot one.
Just shoot it.
Boom.
You know what's sad, and I have to be completely honest when I say this though, but it's so true. He just summed up every stereotype people think of the black man when it comes to guns.
Yo,
he summed up every stereotype.
He was Latino or whatever.
Oh, I thought he was a black dude. I didn't see his face, but I was like,
I just want to say they going in on him on my TikTok. Like, they're going in.
That's tough.
And so we had a couple comments like, "Bro, I don't see nothing wrong." I said, "Bro,
I don't see nothing wrong."
I said, "Well, I'm gonna leave it at that. You got
it." Said he was like, he had muzzle control and everything. I said, "Whoa, muzzle control."
That's what he had. Shooting with one hand like that. John Wick had muzzle control.
Man,
he had something. The muzzle controlled him.
That was the highlight. And Sean was like,
basically, I mean,
yeah,
I was like, I'm ready to go.
Hold on, King. What do we always tell people? Either you control a gun or the gun control you. So the muzzle controlled him.
Sean was just like, I'm ready to go.
I was like, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
Because you, the sad part about it is because we know how that stage looks at that range. So when you automatically see his gun that way, I'm like, you're not shooting at anything, bro. The targets don't even go that low.
Loading his gun though, he was putting the mag in. It was like, shoot. That's how he was loading, like straight in the air with finger on the trigger and everything. Like,
it was crazy.
It was. I was just like,
he was like, I don't see nothing wrong, man.
You know what? He must have a gang initiation coming up because that's the only thing I'm seeing.
Coming up, but
he trying to show them he can shoot.
I know his
we'll see nothing else.
Found him on FaceTime.
No, because he don't know no better.
Bro, I thought the RSO was about to put hands because he was trying to listen at first. He was like, "Do you understand me?" I said, "Oh."
Yeah, the dude won't try to hear that shit, bro. No, like he was not. So they kindly asked him to leave. Finally,
that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they didn't tell him like with the AirPods. That would have been strike one. But the fact that you're shooting while your phone is in your hand, I thought that would have been like strike 2 and 3 right there.
I mean, so it's all in how
that's still dangerous, regardless.
I'm sure they get people to record, but he was just like.
But what I'm saying is the way you see that guy, we would have never tolerated something like that. Oh, no. Is what I'm saying. Like, and I would expect for them to have a lot more stricter, rules and everything than.
I think it just made them upset because it was full. It was packed. Like every lane was
Oh.
occupied. I think that's kind of like what fueled that fire for the RSO to say something. What?
What? Just
So, what the fuck does that
That
mean?
shit didn't mean
what is that?
That's
There's got to be a bot.
It's definitely a bot.
What
Lord.
What are we talking about?
Okay.
Real he needs to go shoot at Dominion. Shots fired.
Oh man.
But yeah, man. So
Oh no, he's not receptive at all. And you know what's crazy is we get that a lot. Like when it comes to classes, you just have people that's just not receptive to information, and it's like, dude, I'm not trying to like tell you something you may not already know, but it's like
I'm just trying to
for
get
those that don't know, let me say it, aloud. Oh no, yeah, I know.
Say, old buddy class was definitely looking at us shooting, and they was just like,
But it's the same thing. Like when we went and did our qualification shooting, everybody was like, oh, they know that shit. But then when it was time to go shoot, he was a little flaky.
Don't break up.
They watch our YouTube, y'all. They subscribe us.
I don't care.
Talk about King.
The beaties, man. When them beaties hit you, you know how that is.
Hey, you know how that go, man.
Hey. Yo, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, I know real quick. Talk about the flamingo. This was Keem the whole time. Keem was like, he was watching me shoot. Keem said, he'll look back, he'd be like, you see this? He kept doing it. I was like, bro, I'd have missed my last two shots. I ain't worried about that.
Bro, I thought they was about to go crazy.
Come on, don't talk. Hey, look, they was cool folks, man.
They just couldn't shoot one, damn you, right?
Yeah, the math just won't gonna add up. But I mean, it was.
But you talking about us?
They was cool folks though.
I'm so happy everybody qualified, right?
Yo, that was like a stab in the heart. I felt so bad. I felt so bad.
It's an insider chat. It's
funny.
Man, you know.
So, all right, man, King, what's the news, man? Before we dive into the AFT, as Joe Biden calls it.
The alphabet. I actually got one that goes with the alphabet too. So, you can do the alphabet first for real.
I mean, this is rather long-winded. So, what you got?
So
people got to know what the hell going on.
You can pull it up. This is going to talk about the actual ruling itself.
Oh, well, that's what I'm going to be talking about.
Yeah, so Texas and hold up. I had that shit up on my phone real quick. Texas and Wisconsin are going, well, they want to sue Biden administration over the new ATF ruling. Is that kind of what you had?
No, I got the actual ruling that I'm gonna go through. So
yeah, you can go through that first, or I could go through this first. It don't really matter.
Yeah, go through that first because this is gonna take up a little long time.
All right, man. So
I gotta pull it up.
If anybody was sleeping under the rock, that wasn't understanding what the gun community was going through, a lot is going on. A lot has just happened with the alphabet, aka the ATF, right? With pistol braces. Shauna really go into great detail about what's going on, but essentially, right now we have to get a tax stamp for any type of pistol brace that is on a barrel under the length of 16 inches. They will classify that as a short barrel rifle, but again, Sean will get into the greater details. What I want to point out is that the veterans in Texas and Wisconsin are going to sue the Biden administration over this ruling.
Kudos to them.
I mean, they gotta have a hell of a backing and reasoning to go at something like that. That's crazy.
So essentially, their argument is, right, this is going against everything that the Second Amendment stands for by issuing a National Firearms Act. In the means of something that was essentially the brace was legal for so many. They classify. Let me get the actual wording right. So
It's because it was made for people with issues or disabilities.
So in their word, right? This rule is in effect a federal law that will transform millions of peaceful people into felons overnight, simply for owning a firearm that has been lawful to own for decades.
Right.
It's huge, man. This is really big. I agree with these guys, over there for doing what they're going to do. They feel like the rule goes against the Second Amendment, and I quote from them: "Federal agencies do not have the power to write new laws. Federal agencies do not have the power to write new laws, and yet the ATF continues to attempt to expand its authority using federal rulemaking process."
And that's the biggest gripe and fight that everybody has on their
Right.
hands, and they're trying to figure out, because they're correct in saying that, right? So the ATF and the NFA cannot create a law, right? But within creating new rule changes, right, having a rule change can affect laws, right, or can act as a law. So essentially making you a criminal if you do not abide by the new rule change, but it's not a law. So that's the problem that a lot of people have with the ATF right now. And so how can you change the rule but criminalize me and essentially make me a felon, but not by not abiding by your rule? But it's not a law. Right.
And what they're saying is that this means that with the addition of a stabilizer brace to a barrel underneath 16 inches, quote, the handheld pistol gets grouped with the larger weapon.
Right. So we're gonna
excuse me,
talk about that specifically. So today I had a law. I said a law. I sat in the ATF seminar to really listen to and really figure out exactly what they were trying to do. Right. So there's a bunch of people in there and listening to them and listen to them sidestep a few things and answer everybody's questions. But yeah, so we got a lot to dive into. I'm gonna try to get through it quickly, but I'm sure y'all have some of the same questions as well. All right, so
We can, we even listed down pretty good today when we were talking about it. So feel free to ask questions in the chat.
Please ask questions. This is huge.
This is just take this as a learning opportunity. A lot of people are not going to know about this information you're able to share with other people. We always talk about how laws and stuff change under our nose, and we don't find out until we find out the hard way. So,
all right. So for those of you who don't know, all of this stuff came into effect today. All right. So January 31st at 12:01 this morning.
a.m.
So Sean, before you say that, did you see the last person in the chat? His comment?
Yeah, we see that.
Okay.
All right. So that is the answer to that question, right? So as of today, this is now in effect. And from today, the amnesty period of 120 days starts. All right, with 88 days to be tax-free, right? So essentially what they did,
what we mean by tax-free, just to say everybody, let them know. Oh God. he said it's 120 days to get the tax stamp. However, 88 days it's free. So get it done now. You won't have to worry about paying that $200 per firearm. Correct?
Per
firearm, per serial number, basically.
So what they did was essentially the first thing, they redefined the definition of a rifle, right? The ATF did. All right. And so within redefining what a rifle is, incorporating, I'm not going to get into the specifics as far as they talked about length of pull, shouldering, obviously, a great deal of stuff, but they redesigned what the term rifle meant. All right. So a summary of the change. The final rules definition of rifle states clearly that the term design, redesigned, made, or remade and intended to be fired from the shoulder includes a weapon that is equipped with an accessory.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to read out loud.
And equipped with an accessory, component, or other word attachment, right? Example, stabilizing brakes, right? But this does not just what?
Rearward.
Rearward.
You just said other word.
Yeah,
That's why I stopped laughing. I was like, did he catch himself? Go ahead. That was funny.
So it says example, stabilizing brakes, but this does not include this is not only including stabilizing braces, right? Your micro MCK Roni kits, right, are included in that. Some people ask about the blades, like the blades. Yes, those are included in this. Some shotguns will be included in this eventually, right? But they're specifically talking about rifle right now, right? So a lot of your handheld stabilizing kits or whatever the case may be, all of those are now included in this.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just had a question, because usually though, obviously they don't have a serial number. How does that work?
You said, what you said
earlier. So even though your Roni kits and braces themselves do not require serialized parts, if you put that on your handgun, even or pistol, whatever the case may be, now you have to register that entire handgun, including a Glock 19, as a short barrel rifle. All right.
Sorry, Tuck.
They gangster boy. God damn.
But obviously, we knew that's what they were going to do. They knew they weren't going to get an AR, an assault rifle ban. So what do? You make the stipulations a lot larger, a lot more restrict, a lot more things that are more prohibited. So anybody that sits out there and has, oh, I got the Roni, I got this, boo, 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 all of that. Hey, well, we can't ban them from getting that. So why don't we make them pay to have it, or pay more to have it? Excuse me.
Right.
So
they're not banning it. Right?
They're not banning anything. So so everybody like, oh, well, it's an AR ban and all. They're not going to ban it. They're just going to make it more expensive to where you're not going to want to buy it. Right. Unfortunately.
So yes, essentially creating the gun registry, right? So now this is
basically
up for this is up to go to the Supreme Court. However, by the time it makes it to the Supreme Court, it'll be well with outside
120 days.
Exactly.
Easy.
Right? So for the people who have and will register by then, right? You know, it does not matter at that particular point. All right. And I was under the impression that the agency had never done an application in less than 120 days. And there you go. Okay.
They're gonna hire contractors for that. That's why.
the goal, right, is to not. I ain't gonna say what their goal is, right? But yes, no, they usually don't process applications in 120 days, right? Usually, right? They say they got some new systems in place and things like that. And as a SOT Class 3 dealer, we'll find that out here shortly. However, we shall see.
That's funny.
What is going on? Like, what is going
So, all right, the effective date, right? The final rule was signed by the Attorney General, right? January 13th, right before SHOT Show. All right, published in the Federal Register on what is that? To be determined. What the
to be determined? Yeah.
The final rule is effective on the date of this publication, which is today's date, and the compliance date is 120 days after today.
So when it said to be determined, does that mean how it plays out in the Supreme Court, where it says published in the Federal Register? So once they figure out what happens in the Supreme Court, then they're okay. Just want to make sure I understood that.
So, as a consumer, what they are saying that you have to do, all right.
I was reading it.
Sorry, man. I mean, I'm trying to get through.
Oh, go ahead, do your thing.
It's a lot, right? But I'm trying to hit the highlights, right? This is still defining what a rifle is or whatnot, right? So, obviously all your SBA 3s, your blades, SBA 4s. I mean, all of these are now included.
Well, one of the sad things about that is if that slows down the consumption or the excuse me, I should say more so the purchasing of braces because people can't afford or don't want to pay the tax stamp. It kind of sucks because the government knows what they're doing because it can put companies like that out of business, right? I mean, you think about in the long run,
they know, right? They essentially have bankrupted SB Tactical. As of this day, they have bankrupted. Yeah.
And you think about like along the lines of like how much money they put in production and different things like this, and the projections they made, we'll do this in 5 years, etc. But I was like, these people, you just like you say, you just bankrupt them. You just put so many people out of work, but aren't y'all like, oh, we're creating jobs for the working man? It's like you're putting people out of jobs.
So talking about the weight and length, right? So if a gun specifically doesn't necessarily have to be a rifle, has the same weight or length similar to a design rifle, they will now be classified under short barrel rifle status as well.
So at this point, they just basically just should have wrote, don't buy a rifle.
So
like,
they went straight Denzel training day, boy.
Specifically, like, so if your rifle, right, still has a 16-inch barrel, but does not it falls slightly under 26 inches in overall length, you still have to register for your firearm.
And when you say overall length, that's from the
back of the stock to the front of the barrel, full length.
Right.
That's
so
tough.
Where it was beforehand 23 inches, right now it's 26 inches.
They straight came and deboed everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, people like they're never going to take our guns. They don't have to. They can just make regulations that will prevent you from being able to buy a gun.
So as you see on the left here, we got your honey badger. Hold on, say that again. So beforehand, if anything to qualify as a rifle, it was to exceed 23 inches overall length. Now they have extended that to now 26 inches of overall length. So anything
under 26 inches of overall length has to be classified, and you have to register with the tax stamp.
Right.
Tax stamp.
And it is not from buttstock. I'm sorry. It is not from buttstock. It is from buffer tube to
got you. Okay.
to barrel.
Because I was about to say, I just take the joint up to it falls under, and I just pop the
So,
pop the old stock off and put the new one on. Like, does it make it now?
So as you see, your MCKs with your Glocks in there, then those are now included, right?
Hey, Tuck, they got into your phone with your pictures.
Despite the fact that it doesn't have a brace, absolutely correct. So most people, they assume, right? So there was a lot of sidestepping and going back and forth, and it was very unclear. So from what we understood, which we'll talk about here in a second, if you remove the brace, you won't have to register as an SBR. However, if you remove the brace and your buffer tube, from buffer tube to end of barrel, it's still under 26 inches, then you have to classify it as SBR.
Boy,
So essentially,
they thought this thing through, boy. They put the work into this joke.
So limper pull, right, goes into it now as well, from buffer tube to where you will hold the rifle and pull the trigger and things like that. So as you see from brace or buffer tube, right, center of the trigger to the center of the shoulder stop, right? Like it's.
They just made a bunch of shit up. And
I mean, so and then two. All right, here's the most important part. All right, so your AR pistol, right? Should you still decide to run a scope of some sort of these on your AR pistol without the brace, you still have to register it as SBR.
So they just saying just register all your rifles.
It's a word. It's a state. Excuse me. I said it's a federal wide registry. That's basically all that is. Like
that's all that is.
So
people about to bury that guns, boy. Why?
So you lost him in a boating accident? That's what I thought.
Hey, my dog ate him.
So should you want to put your keep your sights on your AR pistol, but just take the brace out. But if you have, so the way they described it is, if you have an optic on a handgun, right? So notice the wording. If you have an optic on a handgun that may change your eye relief or subsequently changes your eye relief, you will have to register that as SBR. Right?
Ooh,
Notice they didn't say
that's a dirty one. They never said
like that.
Nope. They said handgun. Ooh, that's dirty.
So
that's tough.
That will probably almost start to include your SIGs or your Glocks with your SROs on it and you know, stuff like that.
Everybody home, you want that Glock with the MOS?
Okay.
What? Go back up and say a reward attachment? I was like,
that was the same word, Bailey.
No, but I always saw was the ARD. Like that's all I saw. That's like reward. Like,
the AR pistol type with the standard 6 to 6.5 inch buffer tube may not be designed and intended to be fired from the shoulder, right? So you gonna have a bunch of tubeless buffer tube people walking around, right? But,
all of Richmond gun show,
right?
Yeah, I'm about to say there's a lot of them anyway.
You're right, exactly.
Okay.
You know how many of them are about to walk into Richmond's next gun show and come straight to us and like, so is this a rifle though, right?
Bruh.
Nah, bro.
So
cook,
the
boy.
way so I forgot the lady name. I took a picture of it, but she was like, the ATF is disappointed and feels suckered, essentially, because between the marketing and the intended use of this product, because the intended use, quote unquote, or she said the marketing of this product is for people with disability, but the actual intended use of this product was a loophole to actually still shoulder the rifle.
But nobody shoots that shit like that.
I mean,
That's the point that she's trying to make.
That's the point she's making.
Exactly.
Though. Nobody shoots it like that.
Well,
So
first of all, my arm cannot fit in that like that.
So that's the point that
I
they're
know.
trying to make.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like,
that's funny.
All right. So it's just. Oh, did you think they would? Okay.
they know us in there at all.
So who are the affected parties, right? Unlicensed possessors, right, which are the civilians. Federal firearms licensees, FFLs, that are not qualified under the NFA or Class 1 importer or Class 2 manufacturer, special occupation tax, SOT holder, or Class 3 dealer, right? So what that means is FFLs that are not Class 3 or SOT dealers.
I just want to put out there that Virginia Tactical is.
Right. We NFL importers and manufacturers under the GCA, right? I mean, pretty much it's the same thing.
Certain governmental
and certain governmental
excuse me.
entities. I don't really know about the folks. Right. So pretty much who this is going to affect the most, right? FFLs that don't have a Class 3 license, and obviously the consumer.
That who is legally able to obtain a firearm.
Okay, so there will be a forbearing period, okay? A tax forbearance, right? Or forgiveness, or whatever the case may be. So individuals, FFLs, and FFL SOT dealers will not be subject to the $200 making tax for SBRs in their possession as long as it is of the published date of the final ruling. All right, so what that means is we will not be subject, right,
to a $200 tax stamp.
To pay that $200 tax stamp if we got in our inventory SBRs, or what are now considered SBRs before today, right? For 120 days, right? So we don't have to pay it on it right now, but anything that we get in the inventory after today will be subject to the $200 tax stamp. And so this is not just including people, right? This is including the FFL as well, not just civilians, right? So we would have to pay $200 for every short barrel rifle that we have in stock, right? And that's a lot. And so you will have to do your Form 1, right, for individuals and Class 3 dealers. You know, do your Form 1, right? And then if you are an importer, then you have to do a Form 2. All right, so the options that you have available, all right? So listen to this carefully because some things did change. Remove the short barrel and attach a 16-inch or longer rifled barrel to the firearm.
But remember that it has to be overall 26 inches from the buffer tube until the tip of the barrel.
Right. Permanently remove and dispose of or alter the stabilizing brace such that it cannot be reattached. Okay.
So weld it.
So number 3, you can always turn your firearm into the local ATF offices. Destroy the firearm. And lastly, register the weapon, all right, as set forth below. All right.
What classifies as destroy? Look, I'm gonna just set it in my safe and say I'm waiting for it to deteriorate. Hey, no bull. What classifies as destroying something?
So yes, you can disassemble your current weapons to avoid the new law, right? Which is not a law. But yes, as long as you don't reassemble it. However, if it's still under 26 inches, right, you still. So they really put it on the line right there. Like it is very close, right? So that's only the difference between going mil spec and a non-mil spec AR. Okay, so you can submit through the e-form system, right? Through a Class 3 dealer like ourselves, right? Submit a Form 1 within 120 days from the date of this publication, right? It's really 88 days because they're going to stop the amnesty period at 88 days, but you still have 120 days to register, right? Without penalty. Says may adopt markings on the firearm for purposes of the E-Form 1 is marked. Well, that's not really for you guys, but.
And I'm sure that we have to keep the firearm material.
And we may have to keep the firearm. All right.
So when you come do your tax stamp or do your tax stamp with that said SOT or Class 3 dealer, more than likely we will have to keep that in our possession until we get your approval back. Or they get your approval back, whoever you decide to do your.
That was definitely my question I was holding to the end. So how do they regulate if somebody brings it in or if they want to register their short barrel rifle now? Do they just keep it at their house or now they have to?
So we gotta have a serial number.
Right. So it has to be put into a Class 3 dealer. Right. So into a Class 3 dealer's inventory. Right. So I'm telling you, man, this is a way of getting guns off the street without getting guns off the street, right? Because it has to be given to a Class 3 dealer and put into our inventory until approval.
While the process of approval. You know how many months they about to have delayed?
Do you know how long the SBR wait was already?
Jeez, yeah, have fun with that one.
Those storage fees may apply.
Damn right.
Oh my god.
That's funny. You say veteran, you all right with me?
So yeah, all right. So let's move on, right? Same thing. So, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. What is governmental entities? I need to know what that is.
Certain governmental entities.
I guess
I really don't
know. I would say maybe like police.
See, I was thinking about that, but I was wondering if it was more like private security or
maybe that FBI. Maybe. Who knows? Anybody with a short barrel rifle. It goes to anybody. Who knows?
All right, so to transfer after this rule. Okay, so the way they explained it. All right, so all FFLs after today, so FFLs that do not have a Class 3 designation, who ordered firearms beforehand, but after the day are receiving them, they said. You can choose to return to sender, but the moment you open the box, you are now in possession as an FFL dealer of an unregistered SBR.
So
because you don't have an SOT.
So what if multiple shit come in there in that one box?
Right, that's what I'm saying. They never answered that question. Like,
but that's the point of the ATF. They don't have to explain that. Like they just gonna let people will you be like, oh, well, I need to submit this and go through all the legal in the court. They don't care. Bro. I mean, they're like, bro, I don't. They be like, okay, either give up your gun or pay the $200 tax stamp. That's essentially what all of that writing, all 124 pages or however many it is. All it's saying is we're either going to take your guns or you're going to pay for them.
Right.
That's all it's saying. And by take your guns, it doesn't necessarily mean the government or whatever is going to physically come and get it. You're just going to have to relinquish your rights because if you don't register it, now that's a felony.
So they said, so in the question, they said, well, how will this, so one of the people said, well, how will this be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Regulated,
Regulated, right. So
which is a phenomenal question, actually.
As a range, somebody said, well, as a range, am I required to let someone know or ask somebody about their SBR, quote unquote, when they enter the range? They said, well, it would be at the range's discretion. However, the ATF will have representatives at certain ranges.
Ooh, to see if they're allowing people to. Wow, that's tough.
Essentially, the G check people, see if they
basically,
got their paperwork after the 120-day amnesty period.
Now, I do have a question. You might have already answered it, but how does that work as far as when you get a tax stamp? Do you get like a card, or how do you know that that gun is properly registered? Obviously, with the tax stamp, how do you?
So when we get back, and we'll essentially get back an approval number, just like our class 3. It'll have the NFA division and then their approval number with their name on it for the gun and that particular serial number. All right, and it's just a piece of paper, right, from the ATF.
So the
but like a concealed carry, is that something I need to have on me at all times?
Every time you have your weapon.
Oh, the weapon. Oh, okay.
The weapon.
I mean, it's still dumb, but I get it. Because I was like, how are they going to regulate if people were like, oh, well, such this, oh, this ain't my gun, I'm holding it for somebody, or you know what I'm saying? Also,
so here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. Once your firearm, SBR, whatever the case may be, anything regulated as a class 3 weapon or under NFA as an NFA item, that weapon expressed as a class 3 weapon has to maintain or remain in your possession. So it is punishable by a class 3 or 4, class 3 felony, technically, to have someone else in possession of your class 3 firearm.
That kind of makes sense, actually. That's like if somebody was like, oh, I'm holding this suppressor for my buddy.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Okay, I give them that one point. Okay, point ATF. We're still winning by 1,000, but point ATF.
So yeah, there's that. Let's see, what else did they say? So there are some SBRs technically in our possession now, right? That are for a customer that have bought them previously, right? But however, now we can no longer sell them. These are the words that they use. You cannot sell that item in its current configuration to a person. All right. Now,
go ahead.
So what you're going to try to see people do, and she expressly said this, she said, if you sell that AR pistol or now short barrel rifle without the brace on it, and then give the brace and or stock to a customer knowing that they just bought this gun for that, you will revoke your FFL.
So basically, just telling about don't sell SBRs to nobody.
No, for real.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're saying right now. They practically banned SBRs without banning SBRs.
So
if that makes any sense.
So if somebody sells somebody what they're calling as a SBR, if they go ahead and take the brace off and they sell it with just a buffer tube, what's stopping somebody from going to a site and buying a brace?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right? But you as the FFL,
will get your license.
Sell them that, especially in the same transaction.
Boy.
Right, knowing that they just bought this AR pistol now, and have this SBA3 brace or some type of stock or whatever the case may be, knowing that they're going to utilize it for this. So it's the same thing as if we know
It sounds like a
somebody
straw
wants to commit a crime and we sell them the firearm anyway. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So does that apply to Roni kits?
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't see the picture?
Roni
No,
kits
are
legal to buy. They will remain legal to buy. But the moment an individual puts it on his firearm, it is now unregistered SBR Class 3.
So I asked that, Ken, with the reference. So if somebody walked in the store and was like, man, I'm trying to put my Glock 17 or Glock 19 in the Roni kit. If they physically told us that, we wouldn't be allowed to sell them the Roni kit.
Technically, no.
From the words that's crazy.
Technically,
no. But we can sell the Roni kit.
Right.
Like it's crazy.
So I take it we cannot watch them or instruct them on how to put the gun in there because now we're basically advertising an SBR.
So
if I'm looking at that too deeply, like so say if we sell a Roni kit and but how does this work? If I show you how it works now, I'm telling you how to basically configure an SBR, which I would now have to charge you a tax them because now I know your purpose for it, correct?
This is gangster.
Right. Now
that's tough.
If you can buy, we can sell Roni kits all day, and there's going to be a lot of people that still buy them, right? But the moment they put that Roni kit on that Glock or Taurus or whatever the case may be,
that bitch is a short barrel rifle.
That is a short barrel rifle now.
Don't go to the gun show and stick your firearm into that Roni kit because you will not get one.
Wow. So yes, they will still be legal to buy. But the moment someone puts it in there and they're seen putting it in there, or at any point that they are observed with that firearm in the Roni kit,
ooh, they tell me they have this show.
They are now in possession of unregistered short barrel rifle.
Right? And I'm gonna tell you like this, chat.
You can register your Roni kit, right? But you register the firearm, right? So you register essentially your Glock 17 as a short barrel rifle. It's crazy.
And anybody out there listening, listen to what we're saying. We're putting you on game. They're not banning guns, but the moment you put your Glock 19 in there, it is considered a short barrel rifle, which if you do not have a tax stamp for it, that is a felony. You will lose your gun rights automatically.
It's crazy, bro.
That's why I just said they ban guns without banning guns.
Got to be heavy at this gun show.
Crazy, bro. Right, and so yeah, we got Dulles this weekend, right?
You know they're gonna be out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really wondering? I'm wondering how many people we gonna have to turn away. He's like, nah, bro, we'll sell those down.
People.
No, absolutely. They're making it. They setting us up by making it complicated, right? Because if you don't understand the intricacies of what they perceive, right? Ignorance of the law is no excuse, right? We put it out there, and you just choosing not to follow, right? That's just the way they look at it.
And I'm gonna tell you right here, I don't think anybody on this screen is willing to sacrifice this FFL for none of y'all. So, Bailey, you said we got up to 5. You can kiss our ass. That's 1.
Y'all know Bill don't play by paperwork.
They know real.
I mean, that's including us too. I mean, we got
do the same thing.
We got to do. It's crazy, bro. Like,
but they know realistically, out of the hundreds of millions of SB, or not SB, but SB braces, SB tactical braces that are already in circulation. How many people are actually going to go to an FFL and wait for their shit to come, bro? That's crazy.
They're banning guns. They're banking on people going bankrupt from that. It's because if you look at it, say your boss is like, oh, well, we can't. Why do you think they created a union? When people are like, oh, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. Okay, I'll just make laws very regulated to where if you don't abide by them the way I'm telling you, because I didn't ban your gun, I just changed the way you can purchase them now. So I didn't really do anything. All I did was wrote something into law, which I can legally do, and not ban guns because they're like, oh, well, how we gonna ban guns? Everybody saying that's gonna start World War III, et cetera, or they can come take my guns, they can try, boom, boom. Okay, but now they're writing it into law to where if you don't have this or register this, it's automatically a felony.
Yeah,
you lose your gun rights because it's a felony. You know what I'm saying? Like it, essentially, like they just banned guns. It's a work in progress over time.
But who
It's
does this
insane.
affect? This affect people that who are able to get these firearms legally.
Mm-mm.
And that's just honest truth.
Banks, can I ask? I might have already answered it. Does that include Dracos?
no, not they don't include Dracos. So anything by itself.
Wait, what?
But you can
Sorry, no, I was thinking back to one of the questions that
Oh, is it only something classified with a buffer tube?
not necessarily.
Because that's what I'm saying. Roni Kid doesn't have a buffer tube.
No, it's not necessarily just with the buffer tube, right? Now I'm trying to see because they said 26 overall inches.
I would think that will apply to
But
Drake.
most of the
But rifle, okay, but the Dracos and the CZ Scorpions and stuff like that, those are still regulated and considered or classified rather
As sure,
as pistols.
as pistol,
They're
right?
handguns.
Right.
But until you
But if you put an optic on there, now it's a short barrel rifle, though, right?
Any particular optic that may what is
adjust your
Adjust your eye relief.
Your eye relief, yes. So depending on the particular optic, yes.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So if you obviously you got your sights, there really is no eye relief for sights, right? But isn't like Keem's Hollison, right? Wouldn't that be considered because he has a magnifier on there, so he has to adjust his eye relief, right?
correct, because it has a magnifier on it.
So that's what I'm saying. So you can,
if it has a magnifier on it, then yes.
Just one classification. That's all.
Man, can I get my teasers this weekend? Man, I haven't heard back, man. But we got an account set up directly with teasers, man. Now, which is like I said, we got some good shit on the way. So, but yeah, I got you, Jay.
I doubt anybody's buying a brace.
Excuse me.
Put on a 16 rifle already. You would just buy a stock. So, with the case being that the brace turns it into a short barrel rifle, like would buying a brace be the same as buying a suppressor? If somebody wanted to buy a brace, they would have to come into
suppressor was already classified as a class 3 item.
Right, exactly.
SBR, yeah, the brace is not
the class 3 item, right? The brace by itself is listed as an accessory, but in conjunction with a particular firearm, now the firearm itself needs to be regulated.
What the fuck am I buying the brace for?
They're putting them out of business.
It's about that brace being attached to a firearm.
It has nothing to do with the brace for real. It's legitimately how they're just trying to regulate.
So that's why I worded it right. Nobody's going to buy a brace for a barrel that's over 16 inches because you're just going to get a stock. So the only reason I'm buying a brace is to put it on my short barrel. All right, I'm done.
Right. However, right, so once you get the classification of the SBR, the brace doesn't even count, right? You could once you get the classification as a short barrel rifle, you can put a stock on it if you want, or make the barrel shorter.
Correct.
Which you could already do before January 13th. Oh, excuse me, on January 31st, 2023.
The brace is going to be obsolete. Why am I getting the brace when I can just put a stock on right now?
Exactly. So that's what people are asking. I'm like, so can you detach the brace after the SBR status has been approved? And yes, you can, right? You can put a stock on it from there and whatever.
Now, I do have a question. Say if I come to you, or say if I walk up to y'all, say if I'm a customer, right? I'll just play devil's advocate a little bit. I walk up to y'all as a customer. I was like, I want this with the brace. You be like, that's considered an SBR. but I want to use that for the intended purpose because I might have a problem with my arm.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Damn.
They said it does not matter. They understood that they said for the small amount of disabled, they will have to still go through the process of registering that as SBR.
Weapon ban.
So
this is a weapon registry. This is a federal gun registry weapon ban.
In all, to sum up the reasonings for this ruling, it's because of the accuracy that the brace adds to a so-called pistol.
So it's because of the loophole that
of the ATF,
between what it was may have originally been created for,
right.
But its intended purpose was for people to shoulder it as a loophole around registering their firearms as SBRs.
I.e., because it adds more accuracy.
I guess. I don't know. It makes the weapon go bang louder. I don't know. Right. So yeah,
I never understood that. I mean, like I get it, but it's like, why are you attacking?
So I
don't get it. So in
conclusion,
you can't buy a gun.
You can't sell it in its current. They say we cannot sell it in its current configuration, right? So,
but if you bring the AR pistol to Virginia Tactical, we'll buy it from you.
No, we cannot.
Oh, what?
Okay. If you bring in an AR pistol, so this is another question. If you bring in an AR pistol, right, we cannot take the firearm. And if you bring in a AR pistol in that configuration, in the SBR configuration, we cannot accept that without doing a Form 1 or Form 4.
How does that work with transfers?
Same transfers thing. Private party transfers?
Yeah, like private party transfers, we just can't do it. Period.
We cannot.
I'm asking.
So
like,
we will have to do a Form 4 from that customer, right, from dealer to Class 3 weaponry, and then hold that, and then do another Form 1 for the next buying customer in a private party transfer, and then they will have to wait that time period for approval.
And for education purposes, chat, Sean, this is for each weapon that you may have with the brace. Yes. This is not just you get your driver's license, you can drive any car. For each weapon that has a brace, you have to register.
Right. Exactly. For each gun. For each weapon. So must sell upper and lower separately, right, with the brace. Now, what did she say specifically? Let me recall back, all right? So if you sell the lower with the SBA brace on it, you can do that. Okay? See, because the lower itself is just a lower. It is not compiled with a barrel length at that particular point in time.
My head hurt.
But once you attach the barrel.
Right. So once you attach the barrel, right, because the barrel could be, 16 inches. It could be 18 inches. It could be a 20-inch smooth bore, which would be classified as just a firearm at that point. There's a number of things that you can do with just a lower.
So basically, if it's completed in whatever.
Right. So we cannot sell it in its current configuration, right? So if somebody buys the lower, fine, you buy the lower. All right. You want to come back? You want to get this upper? Fine, you can buy an upper. But the moment you put that upper on that lower, you got to show the barrel right.
Once you put it together, you better come back and register it.
To take the brace off and wait for the course to kick it, yeah. Which may be a while, right? The bump stock law, as we were talking about, where is it? yes, it just got lifted, right? But think about it. Bump stocks have been banned for years before the ATL. Before the Supreme Court just finally overturned. Right. So it's going to be much of the same fight when it comes to this as well.
What's the bump stock again?
So bump stock essentially using a particular stock or device or whatever to utilizing the inertia from the recoil in the buffer tube or the stock or whatever to essentially shoot your weapon a little bit faster.
Oh, gotcha.
I got a random question. How can they prove that SB Tactical on purpose made the brace for it to be shouldered and it really wasn't meant for somebody that was handicapped? How can they prove
So if you see here, they have multiple gun tubers
of showing how they shoot it, and then they show one person with the intended use up top.
Right.
Wait, did she even have that attached to her, or she do?
Okay. No, we all as an industry jacked it up for everybody.
We dang on show the hours.
Especially the SBA 4 brace that you couldn't find anywhere to begin with, right? That was essentially like a fucking stop. Like it was essentially a stop.
That's a shame. It's so sad.
Man, the ATF, thanks.
Well, I hope so, Brianna, man. I hope we get this shot down a lot faster, man. This is kind of crazy. However, in between now and whenever the Supreme Court decides to rule on this, it will be long after this 120 days, and we'll be registered by then. Right. So it won't matter.
So it's like, do I want to be a felon, or do I want to do what I'm supposed to do?
So yes, you can
go ahead and do it before the 88 days. It's free.
Take your optics, and you can take your braces off there. Yeah, you can do that, right? And wait it out. But yeah. So I don't know, man. So this is what we set in and talked about for a little while. I'm actually gonna put this. I'm gonna put this link up on the Instagram and on our Facebook. So if you ever want to check it out and take the time. So this is just a rough view, right? The whole ruling is like 300 pages long. Like,
right. And you can find it on the ATF website.
Yeah, it includes a lot more, and it goes.
And the jargon on there is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
It's just, it's not made for us to read. It's made for a lawyer to read, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Does that loss I possess? Say that again. I don't know what that means.
What is it? Does that loss?
Oh, are you saying that you lost your possessions? Yeah, that would sound like.
Nah.
Okay, that's up to you.
So yeah, man. If you got any more questions about it, we'll answer it the best way we can.
I always tell people our lines are open 24/7, so just about so. Email, text us. We won't give you the answer tonight. We'll find it for you.
All right. So what specifically about the possession and ownership? Because if you own it now, I just wait till you finish asking. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like this shit literally. I missed the tail end of the first seminar, and then I finally caught in with the second seminar this afternoon, and I was like, bro, this is just stupid, yo. Like, this is so stupid. Like, I hope it get fixed soon. Kudos to Texas, Oklahoma, a few other states that said they're not going to regulate, or at least they're going to do their best not to regulate, which is nothing you can really do if the ATF. I mean, from a local law enforcement perspective, right. It's nothing you can really do. But from gun ranges and ATF, because once we become FFLs, I mean, we have no choice, man. If the ATF say they want to chill at your shop for 2 weeks, they can do that. So, you know,
Pretty much.
it sucks.
Oh, so basically he's saying if he found a weapon in the storage unit, and since he's not in possession of the weapon, is illegal.
Wait, what?
So
He doing Texas speak.
semantics, right? Not, I mean, technically, still no, right? I mean, if you found it, right, and the moment you touch it, then
It's your possession.
you know,
It's in your possession.
Or if you know it's there, then you can report it. Then
you know.
well, obviously the only way you're gonna get into that storage unit, just hypothetically speaking, you bought that storage unit, so technically everything is inside that storage
Facts. I was about to say, the only way you get in there is if you own it.
So if you just like buying a random house,
Yo, a lot of the FFLs that was asking questions, they was on the borderline of asking about some real loophole stuff. And you know, I was like, kudos to you for asking, you know. But yeah, they shut all that stuff down. Some people was like, well, what if I have SBA tactical braces for sale on my website, but I don't have it attached to in the store? It was like, well, as long as you're not selling it in its current configuration, but if the same person bought that AR pistol and you know that they had just bought that SBA tactical brace from your website, then she was like, well, then I'll let you be the judge of that, But if you are caught selling the AR pistol and giving of the person the brace, right, then you will forfeit your license. So it's crazy.
Who would buy get it from one deal or the other? That you have that doesn't count against you.
What you mean?
Honestly, dealers.
And they got a pistol from us, and then they end up buying the brace from somebody else.
Then that's what they just did.
Oh, okay.
That'll be their choice. But to be honest, a lot of FFL dealers, most likely, they're not gonna sell those braces regardless. They just gonna take them out of that inventory.
Yeah, I'd be surprised, bro. Like you man, we gonna find out this weekend.
Damn right. When we look on Google and stuff, say permanently closed.
Yeah, there's right many FFLs closing up right now. That's why we try to keep our shit tight as much as possible. They're not playing right now. Especially with us individuals. So. But anyway, man, that's been a good episode 1 of season 2.
Very informative.
Episode of the Gun Line, man. So check us out next week. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. If you don't know defensive shooting tactics, yes, you've been asking. You've been waiting, and we have a date, and it's online.
March
25th, baby. Go ahead and sign up. You get and then there's a coupon code, right? So for
it's DTS course. It's the coupon code.
You say that again, please.
DST. I'm sorry. Course. All caps.
So basically, DST course. If you put that in when signing up, yes, you get what is it, $30 off? $25 off, for signing up early.
Till the end of February.
Right. And so be sure to sign in for that. Right. Sign up for that. Got Chantilly Gun Show this weekend. Got some promo stuff to do that's coming out here within the next couple of days. Yeah, man, we got a lot. And then you say if you trick you to a gun store and try to trick you into selling to them.
Well, if you're saying they try to trick you into selling, you have to do your homework. That's your responsibility.
Oh, I don't know if anybody out there has pawned a firearm, and trying to get it back. If you pawn the AR pistol right, and are attempting to go get it back, you can't.
Damn.
Not without doing a tax standpoint. So yeah, that sucks for them, for a lot of people that do that actually. So also to that point, if you gave AR pistol to someone, to a gun store to sell on consignment, right, and you decide not to, right, you can't get it back. If you gave your AR pistol to a gun store for gunsmithing work and they entered that into their inventory, you can't get it back. Now
If
without
the SBR is in our inventory, they better be paying $200.
Oh my.
So yeah, man. Like I've had enough of this shit for the day. I've had enough. Anybody got anything?
Happy hunting.
My head hurt.
So until next week, 9:30 ish, we'll be here.
Bro, I cannot wait to see Chantilly
For another episode.
They're gonna be plain clothes, walking around, act like they buying a gun, but they're gonna try to sell the African.
Abolish the ATF.
Oh yeah, they probably got ATF agents in every gun show going on right now this week.
That's what now. Put bed, yo.
Bro, I'm telling you, people gonna start. People gonna be calling them out like, "Hey, y'all got those AR pistols with the brace." Fed, don't say to him.
Right.
Fed, yeah, Fed. They gonna be trying to hit everybody.
Right on his back.
AR pistols. Stop, Fed, get them out of here.
All right, man. Well,
that's funny.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.